And we are not live, but we are live. We are alive, George.
We are.
On today of all days, St. Patrick's Day, and we very impromptu, because we're not steeped in the YouTube culture as much as we're not steeped in the Irish culture. But it's like, let's do something for this. We love these movies, maybe, or we talk about them, that's for sure. Whether or not we do like them or not like them, we'll see about that. So I think it was just a good excuse as any to jump in to a beloved franchise known as Leprechaun.
Yes,
How
indeed.
original, doing a Leprechaun watch along, St. Paddy's Day. But we could have done Leprechaun, George.
We
We could
could
have
have.
done Leprechaun 2.
Could
We
have done
could have done
Leprechaun 3.
Leprechaun 3, but we're not. We're going straight for the stars. Leprechaun 4 in space.
Oh, yes.
Are you ready for this? When was the last time you watched this?
Like 6 years ago, I'm guessing, about then.
Right
I
on.
remember going through the series. Yeah. Good. Must have been at least 2017, 2018.
Was that
So,
your first time with this one, or have you seen this whole series a few times, or had you only seen the first?
I'd seen. Funny enough, I went 1, 4, and then Leprechaun in the Hood, and I hadn't seen 2 or 3, and then I went through the whole series. So I've seen this film twice. What I remember of it is very little.
Yeah, I've seen it once. I did a watch through of all of them. I'd only seen the first one up until about 18 months, 2 years ago, maybe. And I was like, I'm going to watch the other ones. And yeah, I think I did them a little bit out of order. And I still don't think I've seen all of them, because I think there's 2 in the Hoods.
Yeah, Back to the Hood.
Back to the Hood. I think I've only one in space though.
Yeah.
Start of a sort of a bit of a trendsetter, really, in that regard. But we'll get into it. We're all queued up. This is on Amazon Prime. Little shout out to a little company my mate Jeff started, just trying to give them a little bit of exposure. Because God knows they're struggling. My mate, listen, right? He only got to go to space once, and he wants to go twice. And frankly, I just don't know how he's still breathing, when he's been deprived of such basic human amenities. But anyway, we were queued up. We were on 0 seconds.
Yeah. Got my favourite Irish death metal band shirt on.
Favorite Irish death metal band. I don't have a favorite. a favorite Irish death metal band. I do not have. That's got to be a small pull. I've got a green shirt. I'm repping in some small way.
I'd say there's at least 3 Irish death metal bands. Sorry, there's going to be lots of.
You got to get that tree with the L's and you got to be rolling. You got to roll those words around in your mouth. I'm jealous, by the way, because I can't do it. But maybe after this, George, maybe I might pick it up. A little bit of exposure therapy might get me on the tracks. Are you ready to press play?
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
All right.
We haven't addressed the fact that this is a watch along, but I'm guessing anyone.
We are doing a watch along, everybody. This is not your regular Poproast podcast. I did say the word watch along earlier on, but just to clarify, no news, no reviews, apart from maybe some comments on this piece of the evening, as it were. This presentation of cultural significance. But
yes.
No more meandering. I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to hit a play and Leprechaun 4 in space. So 3, 2, 1. We be hitting play.
Let's go.
These Lionsgate cogs, George, are iconic, I think, by now. You straight away, I think, when you see those, I think you know roughly what kind of a movie you're getting into. Kind of know it's like a mid-budget, genre kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing. Well, obviously they didn't Or did they release it? Let's see. How much
Well, I actually
info
looked this
you
up.
got
Funny
here?
you should mention, George.
Well, I'm glad
They
you
did
did.
release this, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Because I thought this was
Um,
earlier than Lionsgate. Because I thought this was like early '90s, and Lionsgate didn't really start picking up like till later on in to the end of the '90s. But turns out, this film came out in 2000 and something. Where was it? I had it there
it says
just a moment ago.
1996. It was
96, 96 or 7, yeah, somewhere. I literally just had it. Where's that
2
gone?
years off.
Damn it.
So I got it here,
He's got it.
and I can honestly say, just having a quick look at the cast. Warwick
Look at
Davis is the only person I recognise.
Mate, it's not a good sign when half the cast of this movie don't even have Wikipedia pages. I already looked. Okay, only
Jessica Collins.
only like 4 or 5 of them actually have the blue clickable names. You missed that glorious space capsule. You know, they did the Star Wars. You got to open with a big spaceship, but only this time it's not practical. This time it's 1997 CGI. So that's a good start.
He's asking for a cigarette. You can
Yeah.
actually smoke on a.
Well, not only can you not
Spacecraft.
smoke in a movie anymore, but you can't smoke in space anymore, George. They won't let you.
Wow. What about vapes?
On a space station, yes, but only if it's a really
Space vape.
obnoxious cherry candy floss flavor that you breathe in people's faces as they're coming out of the bathroom. See, this guy's got it. He's got a green one going on there.
It looks like it could be. Oh,
He's
this
got the
guy.
lemon lime. He's got the lemon
He's got
lime sherbet.
stoic. He's got a bit of half a skull plate as well.
You've got to have an army general in a sci-fi movie who's got some kind of implant or deformity. You know, it's got to be a bionic eye or a metal plate in the head, or maybe he's got like a robot arm. And the casting director just saw Forrest Gump and he was like, I want a guy like that guy there. That give me the Walmart version of Lieutenant Dan, and we're gonna stick a disco ball on his head, and it's gonna be great. You're gonna love this.
It's extremely reflective headplate there.
Why would you do that to yourself? That's got to be the worst nightmare ever on a movie set. Like, you've already got all these shiny. Well, they're not really shiny. These sets, are they? But they're meant to be shiny.
I'm pretty sure I just saw half the crew in the reflection.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Here's what I think. I think they had to give him the shiny head because they're like, we can't afford to make the sets all shiny because it's meant to be futuristic, right? Because we're in space. So if we just put a shiny thing on his head, it will give the illusion of like an overall shininess, a gleam of professionalism, as it were, not thinking that they're going to have his camera crew reflecting off in his head there. But, you win some, you lose some, unfortunately.
Sergeant Hooker.
Is that this guy's name? Kojak here?
I believe so.
All
right. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Saying about his personal assistant.
No, it's
just a
Dr.
quick thing on the plot.
Mittenhand.
Okay. So
Dr. Mittenhand.
The guy with the skull plate is Sergeant Hooker.
He's Sergeant Hooker, yeah. And you've got the evil Dr. Mittenhand, who, definitely has a bit of a character transformation, shall we say, throughout this movie. It's probably the closest thing you're going to get to an arc. So enjoy that, everyone. Dr. Mittenhand. Didn't think he'd be your favourite character, did you?
Right, but just a quick little tidbit on the plot. So this is set in 2096. 2096.
That's like tomorrow.
So
that's coming in.
72 years from now. At the time, obviously, it would have been 100 years in the future. But yeah, so
people make fun of this, right? But as I alluded to in the preamble there, I think this movie is absolutely a trendsetter because anytime you think of like making fun of like a movie franchise that has too many sequels, you always got to add in space.
In space,
Fast and Furious in space, Jurassic Park in space, G.I. Joe in space. You know, I think it's become just that expression, I think, has become iconic. And I might be wrong, but I feel like this is the first movie that did that, where they took something that was not space related whatsoever, and we're just going to pluck it out and we're just going to pull it in space. And that's going to be what we do.
Indeed. Run
Which
out
is
of
quite.
ideas. What do we do? Take him to space.
Well, you say it's running out of ideas. I would go the other way, George. I think it was pretty bold at the time because it wasn't like they was ripping off another horror franchise that just decided to go to space. This could have just as easily have been like 8 movies of just a leprechaun terrorizing a different group of teenagers, like every time, like some other horror franchises that we won't name. But they took a fucking swing. They were like, we're gonna do something that's gonna stand out. We're gonna go to space and we're gonna have a candlelit dinner in space with a warrior princess.
And the leprechaun. It was Cigarillo looking very dapper in his tux.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those are always a fun little watch for continuity as well, which I can assure you there will be none of in this movie.
We'll see. We'll see about that.
Oh well, yeah, all right. Maybe I'm being the arsehole because I'm.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm just being an arsehole for assuming that their continuity is going to be bad.
Yeah, you can't. First 3 letters of the word. What do they spell?
See, he's got to be talking about flesh wounds. Like it's all got to be about body mutilation when you're in the space army. This is probably why Space Force isn't taking off because they're just like, we're not doing that. Like fucking Bionic Eye in 2024.
Oh, we're talking about how a sergeant lost half his head.
Yeah,
I lost it.
Don't matter. I was also just thinking like, how much does that lady look like a knockoff Sandra Bullock? Not this one.
Oh right. Oh, I thought you meant the
other one, the army lady.
Princess.
No, she's
Oh no, she doesn't. There's the other one.
That's like She-Ra, princess of power, right there, mate.
Yeah.
We didn't fuck around introducing him, did we? Oh, was she a king? She could be a king.
No, we didn't. I didn't even see how. I forget how he is summoned.
But
does it matter?
It's never any build up or tension to it. It's usually like somebody like trips over a rock or a medallion or something, and a little coin will fall out of a bag off of a shelf, and then it's just ping. Here we go, Leprechaun. There's no tension or like drama to it. It's just like we know what people want to hear, that action. We just want to get this fucker in the shot as quickly as possible.
He's just after me his gold, me lad.
Our classic joke, futuristic apocalyptic hellscape, and then you compare it to an American city. Works every time in a movie. Oh, this looks like Detroit. Yeah, we get it. Fucking always one guy's got to be doing his tight 5 minutes when they get off the landing pad.
Got love those CG space lightning effects in the background.
Oh yeah, CGI lightning is one of the best. That's a mainstay. Like that was one of the first things they figured out how to do, and everyone was doing CGI or like composite lightning or whatever they did to get it in there.
She's just throwing rocks at his head, and he was just,
Even the rocks don't look real. Do you know what I mean? They look like
red rolls. To be fair,
like little scrunchy, like paper mache rocks. I mean, I guess you got to throw him at his head, but he could take it. Give him a real rock. Let's get a real fucking performance out of this guy.
Indeed.
mean, say what you want. He's committed. He's in 100%.
Yeah, that accent. It's top
Yeah,
tier.
he slid into the accent, and he just like, I don't need to adjust this. This is perfect. I'm just gonna stick with this every movie.
So she's a queen of what? What is the planet?
I didn't catch the name of the planet, but apparently they still recognize gold as a valuable form of tender, which is weird. They're like, oh yeah, sure, this stuff looks valuable. Sure, I'm like floating in like a giant, planet that's filled with like exotic minerals and materials. But yeah, I'll take some gold down to the pawn shop for a few quid. You know what I mean?
Sorry. Oh my god. Sorry. There's so much in this plot that I'm waiting for it to like come up before I address it, but
Nobody told me there was going to
so
be a plot in this.
oh man, there certainly is. There's
There's-
quite
it-
it's quite a lot to it as well. Oh, here we go. Is a space alien with some prongs either side of the temples. It
yeah.
looks like a puppet, a hand puppet. They didn't want to show the whole thing. They just showed the head. Someone's hands furiously shaking side to side. Like they were.
Well, it's not usually in these movies. You don't really get anything to kill, right? Apart from like the
The
people.
leprechaun.
There's no
Oh yeah,
monsters or like minions or like we don't get to see anyone really getting good back, because once you take him out, then obviously the movie's over. So we're in space. We put some little gooey dudes in there,
gooey dude.
shake it up a little bit. Hashtag gooey dudes, everybody. Um, like this dude, like you just flew here on a fucking intergalactic spaceship, and you're having your mind blown by like grandma's jewelry cabinet. You know what I mean? Like diamonds, little rubies and shit.
Some plastic rubies.
I think that's what this movie is about. I think just the
Exactly.
greed of humanity just knows no bounds, George.
How do you think that's the subtext?
Absolutely subtext.
Oh, oh! I think George Lucas can't sue somebody. The
He can fucking
leprechaun
try.
and his
I mean,
lightsaber.
that's his own fault, George. He had Warwick Davis in Star Wars. He had that little fucking spy on set watching them, learning how to make the stuff, because he knew that down the line he would need that information to make his own space movie on a budget. He was like
He
Warwick
was up
Davis was
there
like
in
the
the editing booth.
Slugworth to George Lucas's Willy Wonka. Do you know what I mean? He went in there, he took the secrets, took the lightsaber, but they've still got like regular guns and grenades. So what's that
Yeah, not
about?
like plasma rifles or
No
whatever.
plasma rifle, no fucking
That did,
heat-based seeking missile thing.
funny enough though, that grenade did look like it had the Microsoft, the Xbox logo on it. So
And I take back
it's
what I
looks a
said.
lot
Maybe
too
they
soon.
will kill the fucking leprechaun. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. He might not be back.
I forgot there was something on the series in general that caught my eye. None of the films in this series are presented in chronological order.
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
probably mix and match and not really notice the difference.
I was trying to remember what happened in the end of 3, and then
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
couldn't
looked
get
to
there either.
that little fact, and I do remember I saw a little clip, and I was like, oh yeah, I seem to remember something about a casino and a stage magic show, and he
Right, I was
changed
gonna
the
say, I know
guy
there's
in
one.
half in a box. That old
Yeah, yeah,
magician's
yeah.
trick, but he
Is
literally
that
did just saw through the guy.
the one where the kid's on his way to college, and he's, for some reason, he's literally got all his tuition money, and then some woman like convinces him to like come into a casino and spend all his college tuition gambling, and then that's how they end up with the gold and the leprechaun. And I don't know if that's the same one. That was definitely a casino, though.
Yeah, that must be that. It's in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. Which again is just another metaphor for people's greed, George. That's what these movies are about. How wanting that extra little bit of gold, even though you've already got a spaceship. It's that little extra bit of gold that's gonna be your downfall.
Oh, and these computer generated space images are just.
Oh, they're great. They're absolutely fantastic. You know, put them in a stock library. Somebody will be itching to use those in a few years down the line.
Tarantulas getting free. Why is there a tarantula?
No, mate, I'm telling you now.
I don't remember any of this.
Don't take spiders on a space station. You're just asking for space spiders. I don't really know what else to tell you.
Space spider.
Like, guaranteed something with the oxygen or the fucking some space fuel chemical reactant or something's gonna get on that spider. That spider is gonna get out, and you just don't need it. Spiders are already fucking creatures from outer space. You don't need to fucking rejuice them up and let them out again.
No, don't want to chase them.
Guaranteed. Any movie that involves science and spiders it's never ended well. Not once. I'm looking at you, Gremlins 2, the new batch.
Wait, remind me.
There's a spider gremlin. There's a dude, he's like experimenting with spiders and animal DNA or whatever. I think it's Christopher Lee as well in that. And then the gremlin gets the spider juice on it, and it turns into a spider gremlin.
Spider juice.
Spider juice. Actually, I probably shouldn't sing that. We'll get we'll get copyright flagged. They'll be like, right, that's it, Poproast podcast. We're taking away your one viewer. If you are happening to be that one viewer, comment, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you've ticked all the boxes. Get all that algorithm stuff flowing so that you can get more stuff. We will make more stuff. And it's just good for everyone. And tell us, have you seen all these Leprechaun movies? Did you commit to all 3 of them so that you could watch this one with us? Because if you did, I'm utmostly touched by that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Or you could just jump into this one willy-nilly like we did. You don't necessarily have to have seen any of them, I don't think, really. Like you say, there's no active continuity, really.
No chronology.
Oh, absolutely.
This doctor. This guy.
Oh, here's another plot trope. If you only see a guy talking on a screen, he's the bad guy. There's no way around it. If his face is on a screen when he talks to you, he's a bad guy. You know, which you can't. It's hard now because we do that every day. So, you know, I don't know if there's any correlation there. I mean, we're doing that right now. One of us has got to be the bad guy. You see what I'm saying?
Just zoom in on my face and then go up for that role.
Your name isn't George Mittenhand, is it? Because ain't no good guy being called Mittenhand.
Who's asking? Depends who's asking. I was just looking at the director of. He also directed Leprechaun 3. Oh,
yeah, he's done some fun. He's done some interesting stuff.
Brian
most of it,
Smith.
Yeah, a lot of like low budget.
He's Australian, English Australian.
Oh, is he? Oh, don't know. They can have him. They can have him. He did 1983's BMX Bandits.
Yes, what a classic.
Absolutely. So yeah, he did Leprechaun 3 and 4. Didn't come back for
Yeah.
Leprechaun 5, so that's
There's a
interesting.
turkey shoot. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw that on here. He did something called Pimpin' Pee-wee. I don't even want to Google that. I am fucking scared to Google that.
I'll do it.
And my favourite thing on this page, George, because you won't get there, but this is fun, right? If you scroll all the way to the bottom, it says that he was a creative consultant on Ice Spiders, which
Okay.
I've seen, by the way. I've seen that late night on the Horror Channel once, 2007 Ice Spiders. Exactly what you would expect. My question is, what kind of creative consultant did you need for Ice Spiders? What was there to add? They're Ice Spiders, like there's no frame of reference. And what did this guy do that made him the fucking expert on Ice Spiders? Was it this movie? Because spoiler alert, there might be a spider thing later on. We've already hinted at it, right? So did he literally get a creative consultant job based off of his realistic spider animatronic work in Leprechaun 4 in space?
I'd
Because I
like
don't think
to.
he did.
Uh,
I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, shake hands with the big guy. Sorry, I don't. I just caught that line. What a love scene. Don't want to hurt your Mr. Snake.
If that's how we talk about doing the deed in the future, I don't want no part of it. However, I did just say doing the deed, which is probably worse.
I don't know.
But I don't want to be overtly explicit here because we don't want to upset the sponsors that we haven't got yet. And
talking
gotta
to
be
them
done.
spiders.
There's got to be.
One's just made its way into his pants.
Don't get laid in space because this happens every time. One of you is 100% got an alien parasite in you.
Oh no, that's right. Sorry, I
Because
completely forgot. That was
he's
one
the
of the plot points. Yeah, he's the one that
threw the grenade.
and
So then
Leprechaun spirit travelled up his urine stream and into his penis where the presence manifests as gonorrhea. And then
Leprechauneria.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Fucking hell, there he is. Oh, they're right there, Pilgrim.
Mate, imagine if it was only that specific confluence of events that made a leprechaun. Like you had to throw a grenade and then piss on the remains, and that's how they multiply.
Like a parasite, it just climbs up your piss stream.
It just thrives on shrapnel and piss. That's all it likes. You know what I think? I think he's a magical being and he could have just reconstituted himself because I don't think you can just kill him with traditional means. So I think he just done it that way just to fuck with that guy. I don't think he needed to do it at all.
I'm just going off of the plot description that he said that he actually, his spirit travelled up his urine stream and into his penis.
Yeah, that's absolutely what happened. But I think he did it because he wanted to.
Oh yeah, sure.
He could have not.
He could have remanifested himself in any way.
I think he could have changed it up a little bit and just like appeared out of a portal or just like popped out of the ground like he usually does or whatever. But it's like, you know what? Fuck that guy. Throw a grenade at me, piss on me. I'm coming out your dick, boy. That's it now. Like, that old Irish tradition of bursting out of another man's dick. What can I say? The Guinness starts flowing, shit gets rowdy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
One way or another, dicks are touching. That's what I'm saying.
Talk about breaking the seal.
Oh man,
Fun times.
Absolutely, Absolutely fun times. Do you think this this kind of like resurgence, or not resurgence, but this like definitely been like a pop in St. Patrick's Day festivities the last like 20 years? It's really come back hard. I know a lot of people, you know, doing like whole weekend long parties, festivals. People are like painting their faces, they're wearing the hats. Is it offensive? You know, you've got
Oh,
Irish
to
family.
Irish people? Technically, yeah, I have, but I mean, yeah.
So
I don't know.
say
I
it's
don't think it's
Chinese New
offensive to them.
Year.
I don't think they care. They're
All
drunk
right, so say
all
it's
the time.
Chinese New Year and I dress up like, you know, I come out like and I'm wearing, you know, like Buddhist robes and, you know, and we all go out and we get drunk and then we all throw rice at each other, you know, for Chinese New
Now that
Year.
sounds racist.
It's the same thing though. It's the same thing.
I
Like,
guess,
and
but
I,
I think
I think people know it's offensive, and that's why people are doing it so much. People are like, we better enjoy this because this is the last bit of racism that is acceptable. Like, we better enjoy this before it goes away
I
because
don't
it
know, man.
won't be long, and you won't be able
I
to
think
fucking wear like a red wig and a fucking leprechaun booties or whatever little buckle hat. What do they call them? I don't know,
I wish I knew, but
but
I think like most things, Dean, you're thinking too far into it, and most
any
people
other
just look at it.
culture, it wouldn't. Any other culture, it wouldn't be acceptable. Not at all. Oh,
Uh, yeah,
it's
I think it's
Ramadan, everyone. I'm just gonna throw a sari on. Like, let's go. Like, who? It's fine. Don't worry about it.
what is going on here. Sorry, we're kind of going off. I just occasionally glance up and see something ridiculous happening on screen.
I love this bubble wrap rejuvenation chamber thing that they've fashioned.
It's like,
Oh no, it's
you know,
like a mesh.
in that other film that happens in space, the other horror franchise that I won't name.
There is one other big one that
You
does
know,
this. Yes.
yeah, but it's like even that film like had some questionable CGI, but at least
Oh, and that
then
was
like
much
the
later than this.
nano
That was almost.
bots. It wasn't
Yeah.
that much later. It was like 3 or 4 years later.
Yeah. Suppose.
But yeah, it's a lot more. Oh, it's not bubble wrap. It's
It's like a
fishing,
mesh. Yeah, I was just
sparkly fishing
saying.
mesh,
Yeah, yeah.
like
It's like what you might
sequined.
find in a grinder.
Don't know what a
That's the
grinder is.
sizing you want, George. That's the sizing you want to collect.
What
Anyway,
what what sort of grinder would you be referring to?
well, you
Um,
know, just like sometimes sometimes those peppercorns are just too big and crunchy.
oh, right,
you've really got to work them.
like a
Well, it's
garlic.
not it's one of them ones. Actually, it's
Oh,
probably not the best. Don't make a gif out of me. That's fine.
it's already done.
Um, what other franchise, George? What other horror franchise do you think should go to space for to
It's about
complete the
time Michael Myers
trilogy?
ended up in space. I think. Don't you think?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, isn't he just a regular bloke though? Like
Leatherface in space. It rhymes.
Leatherface in space. Because I was gonna say Nightmare on Elm Street in space, right? You call it Freddy in space, but here's the best part about it, George. I've got the tagline. Are you ready for this? In
I'm not
space,
sure I am.
nobody can hear you dream.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's the shit right there. You know, because you're in cryo sleep, right? You're on the way to a
Oh, that's
so
yeah.
you're
How
asleep for
yeah,
fucking like your whole space
years.
crew. They think they've got off the spaceship. They think they're on their mission, but they're all having a shared collective cryo dream experience, like Dream Warriors
Incredible.
situation, and they can all. Anyway, we'll do a
I
watch
like
along for that movie when they make it.
it. We might have to make that
Make
movie.
it. What's that?
We might have to make that movie ourselves.
We fuck it. You know what? Give it fucking 50 years, and maybe Freddy will be public domain.
I doubt it. They wouldn't let go of that.
Fucking hell, mate. Steamboat Willie's on the table. With fucking gloves are off. The big old white gloves are off.
Yeah, you say that. Yeah, maybe you're right.
I still think Disney are going to find a way to get them. There's no way that movie happens without a lawsuit happening as well.
Man, I can't believe we're only 30 minutes in.
This is good stuff. Like they
Yeah.
she's looking at him. She doesn't know what she's doing. Like that's not the character looking at him. That's the actress. She's just like, I don't even know what to say. I just don't know what I'm doing at all.
Line.
Yeah, exactly. Look, she just looks fucking disinterested as fuck. She's like, I know why I'm here, and it ain't for how I say these words. Yeah, we've got these leftover hazmat suits from E.T. Spielberg's losing his fucking rag right now. Somebody's getting fired. Like, what are my fucking suits doing in that piece of garbage movie?
Yeah. Oh, come on, I've lost it. We were talking about a director, but yeah,
Creative consultant on Ice Spiders himself. Yeah, I can't even remember his name. But
Brian
he's got
Trenchard
a long.
Smith.
He's done a lot of stuff.
Smith.
This is your working guy. He's been doing stuff. Oh shit, he did.
He was in the RAF.
Oh, okay. So he's got. He's got
no, sorry. He's the son of a senior officer.
Oh, that's a shame. Because I could see it on the screen that he's got he's got experience with like aerodynamics and aerospace travel, and this guy's clearly brought like his real world experience to like really flesh out this story. I kind of want to see this turkey shoot movie though, I tell you that much. I don't know anything about it other than the name, but I'm about it. I'll tell you that much.
Pretty ridiculous film. But
oh, we're getting another kill now. Here we go.
Well,
tell you what, if I'm on a space station, right, I'm going to ask them, can you get rid of those little windows on the compression doors, or whatever they call them, right? Because I know that I'm going to have to look somebody in the eyes as they die.
Oh, and the airlock.
The airlock, they've always got the little window. Take the window out, because either I'm going to have to look at you as I die, or you're going to have to look at me as you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're just making it worse. We don't need a window. It's a fucking air. You're not going out there, are you? Like, don't worry about it. Either you're in the pressure chamber or you're not. You don't need to look through little fucking letterbox. It's dramatic as fuck, though.
Of course.
Actually, you know what?
Why they're there. That's why they're actually there, Dean.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I want to make you feel bad. Maybe I want to like do like some really like sympathetic face just right before I go, because I know it's gonna haunt your nightmares.
It's like the cryo sleep chambers. I just watched Covenant, and that fateful telling scene at the end. I need to remind you.
You might need to remind me. I saw it like once.
Michael Fassbender.
Which Fassbender?
Someone. Do you not remember?
I thought it was Fassbender, but there we go. No, go on.
Sorry, I just pronounced it rather posh. It's all that Saltburn I watched last night.
Yeah.
Ghastly. Yeah. No, like I won't get into it. But yeah, it's all there for a dramatic effect. Is why the window is there, so you can watch someone die.
Because damn well you're not getting any dramatic moments out of the actors, so you might as well put a couple of extra windows in the place just to get some fucking tension going.
Oh dear.
I love it when and these are things you don't notice when you're younger, right? But when you've got like a guy who's supposed to be like a hardened military general vet kind of guy, but he walks around just like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? And it's like, that's not the body language of a man who's an army vet.
He's in
It's like a
control.
New York taxi driver.
You can barely control his limbs. How is he supposed to control a whole
This is
militia
what I'm
of
saying.
soldiers? I don't know.
And then we're going to find out why Dr.
Oh, here we are. Yeah,
Mellencamp
I
or whatever
remember
his name
now.
is. This is why he's on
The
video call
farmer.
all the time.
Oh wow. How would you describe his form?
Right, so it's beyond. He's not just an amputee. He's not a paraplegic. Um, it's not. His face is fine, so it's not a facial disfigurement.
On one
He's
arm.
good. He's good for the Zoom meetings.
The angle wasn't the best though. I have to say, it wasn't a flattering one
No,
under
not
the
well. He
chin.
had to because he's got the fucking thing sticking out of his neck, so we had to
Of
like just get
course.
it right close up here. So otherwise the game's up. Um, Always giving himself a bit of an old little boost there. That's fun.
He looks
Mind
like.
you, if you had the buttons to like your body just there, of course you'd be pressing them. Do you know what I mean?
Imagine.
I would. I'd like
100%.
see what I can get this fucking bad boy to do.
He looks like he's attached to a kitchen sink. Um,
Well, and over his
which
shoulder, that's the pipe to the washing machine.
yeah,
And then he's got a
he's
fucking
plumbed
tumble
in.
dryer that comes out the back here.
He's plumbed in.
Plumbed in, mate.
Look
Ooh,
at
he
those
has got like a
tubes.
little fucking tank of like goop in there that's like looks like the Ghostbusters 2
It
junk.
does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, when he's
You
more
can just
worked
sing
up he
to it.
gets, the more it starts bubbling out,
Yeah.
you know, and then fucking Dan Aykroyd's gonna come and start sweet talking it and it's gonna calm him right out.
Yeah. It's not always going to do with it.
100 times what you're
Wow.
getting paid now.
I
Like
must be
we
just like 2 seconds behind you, or a second behind. Because looks like your
no worries, we're
dialogue's
all
just.
in it together. We're all having the same experience.
No, I want you to pause it for exactly 1.5 seconds. No, I'm joking. I'll
I'm
do it.
ready. I'll do
Because
it.
we'll go
I'll
right out of
fucking do
sync.
it. I will
We'll go
wreck
out of
this
sync.
stream right now. Because you know if I press pause and then I press play and then it doesn't start up again, like this whole thing's just fucked. Like, do not tempt me. I will do it right now. I will blow this ship. Spiders and all, mate. If you right, so what would you call
Grass.
like bionically challenged? You know what I mean? Is that the you know
Is that
it's like
BC
a
in 2096?
don't know what the rules
Look at
are.
that set though. I have to say, I'm quite impressed with that set design.
Yeah,
Those,
there's
those
clearly like
closing doors.
yeah, there's always a couple of like key places that are obviously much better than the other ones because they know
Yeah,
they're
this
using
just
it.
looks like a warehouse, but
Yeah, like
love
literally
those
that could
side
be any
doors.
movie. They could be filming Batman 89 at the fucking chemical plant right next door to that and you wouldn't notice the difference.
Uh,
Like they probably use just somebody
oh, here he
there's this
goes.
fucking
Here he goes with the rhymes again. I forgot about the rhymes or the limericks, should we
yeah,
say?
you can tell in some movies like they just given up like 'cause it's hard. You can't fucking
Share. Now there's a word that lies crooked upon me. I was just following the rhymes. Yeah,
I mean,
none of it really rhymes too well.
that makeup. You know what? The makeup job's not half
Did he
bad. You
say
get
I'll wed her, bed her, and behead her all in the same day? Sounds
well,
like death metal lyrics.
because like snog, marry, kill is like so archaic.
Snog.
You've got to wed
Who
'em,
says
bed 'em,
snog,
and
marry, kill? I've never heard anyone ever use that one.
always. Well, I'm trying to. I don't
Try
want
and
to be
soften it up.
crass, uh, uh,
Crass.
but
Don't want to be crash, me lass.
exactly. That's all I'm doing. I'm setting you up for you more rhyming opportunities. But
Thank
no,
you.
I'm saying no. Like when you see it close up, there's some half decent makeup, like in the way that it
Oh,
conforms to his face, like it moves with his face. Like the actual look of it's a bit
yeah.
shit, but the way it's actually like form fitted onto him, I mean, they must have like 1,000 of these fucking masks ready to go at this point. They've just got a whole fucking warehouse full of them, different fucking leprechaun masks, all molded to Warwick's face. You could probably
They're all
buy a
stored in the
fucking
same
3D
warehouse on
printer.
that the set was designed in and
Exactly. Yeah, they
screened
just
in.
keep them all in there when
Sure.
they're
When they're not filming.
not filming. Uh, got to check that ass out when she's walking up the stairs.
Oh, classic.
What was stairs invented for?
Speaking of which, Texas Chainsaw on at the Odeon the other night.
Oh,
Lots of
happy
shots.
days.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
yeah, let's go off topic.
no, it's right. I mean, I'd love to see it at the theatre because it's probably quite an intense experience.
Oh, it was. The sound mix was like way off though. Like the very last, like the classic, the very last chainsaw dance scene. The
Yeah.
chainsaw was so insanely loud. Like it's like piercing. Just for the
Maybe
last
the
like
audio of the
20
chainsaw was
seconds.
like 1.5 seconds out of sync. And then
They
his
sounded.
mate said, "Listen, can you pause that chainsaw for 1.5 seconds so we can make sure that it's lining up with the next person I need to murder?"
Well, no, that very last scene is just him dancing around, isn't it, in the sunset
Hmm.
with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
But all the scenes, like where he actually kills people with it, or whatever, it seemed significantly lower in the mix. But yeah. Anyway, we're talking about Leprechaun in space, not
Yeah, it's
Leatherface
fine.
in
It's
space,
fine.
which needs to happen.
Leatherface in space.
Come on,
You know what?
make
You
it
know what's good
happen.
about that as well is you get away with that shit because all the space food is just blended up into paste, so nobody's gonna know. You don't know what's in it.
That's right.
Just sucking up, your
The
victim's
ship lacked.
brains in a little silver packet, like a
The
Capri
ship.
Sun.
Nice. Yeah, they just like resurrect Drayton Sawyer, the cook. He's all up there with the space
Oh
meals.
Christ!
Oh, I've lost it. Where are
No, it's all
what
right.
is going on?
We've just got some really like generic black guy lines
Did you
coming
see
out of
that
his
in the
gut.
subtitles as well? They put SHO instead of
Yeah, I know it's bad,
sure.
isn't it? That's how they got the
Show is
idea for the next one. They were watching
I
this
can
back on
hear.
the dailies with the subtitles on, and they're like, "For show? Ah, Leprechaun in the hood, let's go!" Like,
And we need to get Ice-T in this faux show.
absolutely get iced in. The thing is, though, like,
That all rhymes as well.
even if you are a stereotypical black guy, because they will exist. Like every stereotype is there for a reason. But in the
Mm.
future, they're not still going to talk like that, are they? And they're not
I
saying,
don't
"Oh
know.
lordy, mama's cream corn" when they're in the year 2096. Like they're
What's
probably
to say?
having, they're having space corn or whatever. Like it's different. The vernacular is going to change. You know,
along with the mood. With the
Homeboy probably's never even seen a farm. You know what I mean? They probably don't have fucking crops anymore.
Oh boy.
I mean, I suppose you probably still grow a potato in space, like in The Martian. He grew potatoes in space.
I've never seen The Martian.
All right. Well, spoiler alert: he grows potatoes in space.
You ruined it for me.
Because it's the only thing that he can make. So he'd probably get visited by the Leprechaun, I reckon.
Too many potatoes.
Too many. You can't be doing this. You're fucking
Oh,
with
that's the
the
first time I've seen
equilibrium.
him say lad.
Yeah, we've had one lad and one lass, I think, so far.
It's normally me lad, me love.
Yeah, but we are getting some good puns now. You know, all
Medium well
barbecue
done.
related, heat based stuff, but that's fine. Because you know, leprechauns are known for their fire. I suppose Irish, you would be weak on fire, wouldn't you? You might be weak against fire if you're Irish. I could see how that conclusion could be drawn.
Oh, no. We're only like halfway through and I need to make a toilet stop. Oh,
You've seen this before, George. I'll keep it going. Main man's just saved his great gal's life. Well, she's not his great gal yet, but she's about to be. They're doing the whole Batman, like, I'm carrying you on a walkway. He's going to ask her how much she weighs in a minute. Oh, hot rifle. Maybe I'll show you how to aim it at your vagina someday. You know, works every time. This guy knows what I'm talking about. He's got a flashlight to go with it. You know, so he can make sure he's finding everything. Much like me, struggling, flailing in the darkness, trying to find the words to keep talking about this face it, god fucking awful movie. I do think this one's better than like Leprechaun 2 and 3. Mostly because, like I said, at least they, you know, just took it in the most ridiculous direction that you could take something in. And yeah, let's do that, because I don't need to see, you know, Leprechaun in another generic small town. You know, you could just mute the movie and make your own dialogue and just repeat that and do it that way. You know, they went out, man. They bought sets. They had to convince some studio execs. They're like, you know, that Leprechaun movie that we made that barely broke even, but it became a bit of a cult classic. So, you know, it made like slow burn revenue, you know, after the fact. So imagine if we did that, but we spent even more on space. So now it's got no relation to the other movies, and there's a higher risk that we're probably not going to make any money back. What's the worst that could happen? Andy's back.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you absolutely fine.
Oh, yeah, because I just knocked the interface out.
Oh dear, don't do that. I was just in the middle of some top tier riffing. I was just trying to get into the mind, George, of the studio execs that greenlit this, because it's not like those movies were making, you know, double their budget. Like, they weren't making a shit ton of profit. Surely setting it in space is only going to make it even harder because it's more expensive. Like, I'm glad that they did. I just don't think they should have done it.
I don't know. Do you think it was more expensive to shoot in space than it was in Vegas?
Well, yeah, cool. Because obviously,
Vegas either, did they?
I mean, to be honest, George, a weekend in space and a weekend in Vegas might cost you about the same amount of money. However, if you're filming in space, I did hear you get quite a good tax break. So, you know, and lots of just empty open real estate. You haven't got to worry about clashing with any other productions. It's nice and smooth. Just once every like 45 days, Tom Cruise flies past and waves, and then and then maybe he bumps into Bezos as he's going the other way.
Well, I miss.
Not much. He did like a construction work safety PSA thing, and then he dropped a crate on this guy, and then smashing. You missed all the best stuff, mate.
Smashing, simply smashing.
Simply smashing. That could be the tagline for smashed potatoes. You know what I mean? You ever had those? The powdered powder in a packet, fake mashed potato. Leprechaun would totally eviscerate you. I guarantee you. Even like he hears the packet like just rustle, and he knows that you're not using real potatoes, and that's when he comes.
Let's see.
You've always got to have this character, like the second scientist guy. He's like, you can't do that experiment again. The diagnostics are off the charts. There's always got to be that guy.
Or is the lab assistant?
Always got to be the lab assistant who's doing all of the work, and then the lab man always ignores the advice, and then they always end up as a mutated spider or a green goblin or whatever.
Oh, I just like to, because you probably wouldn't have been able to sleep at night if I hadn't actually confirmed. Leprechaun 3 shot over the course of 14 days in Los Angeles, California, with only one day taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada. So there was one day was shot. Yeah, one day was shot in Vegas. So
I bet they didn't even need to. They were just like, oh, we'll book in an extra day of production. We'll all go down to Vegas.
Casino scenes,
Yeah,
and then they gambled half the budget.
Yeah, of course they did. They did. Here's what happened. They did the Vegas scene first. They blew all the budget when they were supposed to be working, and they were like, "Fuck, what are we gonna do? We still need to make the other 90% of this movie." So we're gonna have to sacrifice because we've got Brad Pitt and Antonio Banderas. This is in the 90s. They are lining up to be in this movie, but now we're gonna have to cut them because the DP spent all of the fucking production budget on blackjack.
Yeah.
So then we've had to cancel Brad Pitt. Penelope Cruz's people are furious, by the way, because she thought she was going to be shooed into this. But yeah, no.
Again,
I am wearing the green, repping the green. Not particularly Irish, but it is green.
I just like some Irish car bombs.
Absolutely. Well, you got to get in the spirit. Do you think car bombs, because the Turtles, right, they could have been Irish. If it weren't for the pizza thing, they could totally be Irish.
How?
Just a bunch of like excitable, weird looking gremlin dudes all living.
Oh, they just blew him apart.
Oh yeah, she does not fuck around.
Blew old Leprechaun, old Lupton to bits.
Did they not learn? Now he's going to come out your dick. You didn't fucking learn your lesson, did you?
Now he's going to be giant. Yeah, I remember this part.
Yeah, I vaguely remember this part.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Hanging around. Good times. Classic joke. Hanging around. I'll take your hand. The other one. No. Classic. Oh, he's doing little piggies. The little piggies, is that an Irish thing? I never really thought about that. Do other people do
Do you
that?
want me to look it up?
No, I don't, because it won't be that many links before you end up on, like, just pictures of toes. Like, we don't want to do it.
Big Feet Man's best toes.
Get some.
Get some. Yeah. Well, at this point, we're just literally just reading the subtitles. I swear he blows up all big at one point.
No, spoiler alert, everyone. If you're watching this movie with us for the first time, we are both honoured and disappointed. So we will not take any responsibility if you decide to watch this for the first time and got spoiled. Then I don't know what to tell you. Like, find something to moan about because you really ain't got anything. That's that. Another one bites the dust. The gold dust. Ooh, that's good stuff.
Gold. Yeah.
Nice bit of quiet contemplation with the morales at the lowest. Then our final four going to come together and win the day. If they even have days in space. I don't know how it works. Okay.
Of course you do.
That's the point. What do you set your watch to in space?
Space-time.
The space-time continuum. Yeah, like, is an hour the same? And if it wasn't, how would you even know?
Good question. Why don't you ask them?
If you're like on the other side of the moon or whatever, right? You've got to wait for the sun to go past. At least as far as how you can see it. You've got to wait for the Earth to come through the middle, and then you don't know when it's another day until you see it again. Like, no frame of reference.
Here you go. In physics, space-time is any mathematical model that fuses the 3 dimensions of space and the 1 dimension of time into a single 4-dimensional continuum. That doesn't help at all, does it?
No, because I want to know if we're in space, right? And I'm like, right, you wait here. I'm gonna go check the backup power generator.
Back in 5. 5
this
what?
Is what I'm saying. I'm gonna go check.
Space?
I'm gonna go check the backup power generator. You're gonna go and make sure all the spiders are dead, right? And we'll meet back here in 2 minutes. Then what? Because is the watch going slower? Like, what are we doing? No wonder everyone dies in space, George. It's not because of the aliens or the asteroids. It's because of bad timekeeping, son. That's what they're not doing. I mean, this guy's a German scientist. He should know timekeeping better than anyone. Them trains were flawless.
I found an interesting article. We'll touch on it afterwards. Because right now, things are getting real.
They are getting real. Spider's not very Irish. Maybe what's an Irish animal that they could have had instead? Like, what do you have? Like a rabbit or a fox or something? I don't know. What's something?
Animals synonymous with Ireland.
Yeah, what have they got? They must have something. I swear if it comes up and says Leprechaun, I'm going to lose my shit.
Animals associated with Ireland.
Irish wolfhound?
Badger. Fox.
Badger.
Irish wolfhound. Big old dogs. Irish hare.
Irish hare is good. I think a badger is...
dog.
I think a badger is absolutely... When have you ever seen a mutant kill a badger?
Good question. I'm sure it's already a thing.
The answer is not ever. You need it, right? So
I'm sure there's
here's
a film.
so we're rewriting it, and the scientist he's now no spiders. He's got a badger.
Fear is what makes the universe go around, my friend. Not
Fear,
respect.
and it's always fear
Not money
o'clock.
or
You know,
gold.
because apparently the gold is universally valuable.
Oh, stabbed him in the back, me lad.
He always does this. It's like he could have saved himself getting blown up those other 2 times if he started doing the telekinesis shit. Oh, I love that. I love that face. I love that. It's like a garbage pail kid
Yeah.
or something.
Flat as a pancake.
Love it.
Flat as a
A slapstick, flat face,
flat as
frisbee
an Irish
maneuver.
pancake, me lad. Oh god.
Mm, Pancakes aren't Irish. It's got to be like flat as
Irish
a
pancake made with Baileys.
flat.
Just made it up. Add a bit of Baileys to that pancake batter.
Flat as a crispy
That might be
potato
nice.
cake.
Oh, he's a racist. I don't know, man. I reckon my recipe might actually work. Just add a bit of Baileys to that pancake batter.
You know what? That's not the worst idea.
Or just
It could,
pour some Baileys on it. That might even be nice.
yeah, because like if you get, it'd be like brandy cream or something, wouldn't it? Like
Yeah.
somebody's done this.
Well, well
Everyone comment below.
yeah.
What's your favourite Irish cuisine?
Tipple.
You having the Baileys? Are you doing the Guinness? Are you just raw dogging hard potatoes
Jameson.
with the skin on? Like whatever. Like you know, or maybe poverty. You know, whatever is your favourite Irish thing to indulge in. Let us know. Spider in a blender with the blue juice.
It's
Like,
always like blue milk in space, isn't it?
it's
Why
got
is
to
it?
be blue milk in space. If it's any other colour, it could just be like, oh, well, that's just something that we would probably drink anyway, you know. Fucking, even the blue shit, you know what I mean? You got some fucking club heads, some fucking IB for nostalgia nuts. They're like, yeah, we'll buy 8 of those in little test tubes at a nightclub.
Why has he got the ball gag in?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was also thinking, who took the ball gag to space?
Yeah.
You imagine like you're going to space and you get like each crew member gets like 3 items that they're allowed to take, like luxury items. You know, you're really like, oh, I could take a pack of cigarettes or a pack of cards, or you know, like a photo of my family. And this guy's, you know what, like fuck all that. Give me the ball gag. I'm taking a ball gag. I haven't even got any legs or a dick, but I've got a ball gag.
Oh, we've been so descriptive with these scenes as well. I think this really lends well to a watch along. Oh, I guess that's
Absolutely.
the idea. So
That's the
if
idea.
you're not watching, there's not much point.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know. I've
think
done
it's
it as
fine.
well. I've listened to plenty of
Yeah,
commentaries without
I've done them
watching the film.
without.
But
Yeah.
I
Sometimes they're
mean,
fun.
some people might, consider you a super nerd for actually syncing it up with the film. But then I also question, like, I don't know,
Yeah,
who
you
cares?
could go any way.
Who
Can you? You know
cares?
what? At the end of the day,
If
enjoy
you are
things however you want them. However you like
exactly
to take your things
how you
in,
want to do it,
whether it be boiled, mashed, roasted, you know, sautéed, um, Davinois, whatever, like, whatever you like, have it that way. We're not here to judge, okay? We're just glad to be having this fun experience, watching this lovely piece of art together.
It certainly is a work of art.
Yeah, the princess is back. I kind of lost track of her arc a little bit. Like, why do we even need her at this point?
Oh, she wanted to be king queen of her home planet, and
Which we've
Leprechaun
never
was
seen.
caught in her. No, we don't even know the name of the planet, as far as I'm aware.
She's literally just a device to get the Leprechaun into the situation, but then they're like, fuck, well, now we've got this fucking warrior princess running around the movie. We don't know what to do with her.
Well, apparently in the plot description, he was caught in her and agreed to marry. They agreed to marry.
Oh,
planning to kill the other.
No, can't be doing that. Can't be no.
Why are they so glittery?
My mum is gonna fucking murder me if I look at that. And you know why? Because that is my mum, and she doesn't want me looking.
Oh, Lorraine!
Shout out!
You've changed.
You know what, man? Space will do that to you. The gravity changes, you start shifting and moving. It's almost like getting it's like getting high-end expensive plastic surgery done, because like even the cartilage of your nose is getting pulled less by the gravity. The less gravity means less sag, you know what I'm saying? They come up again. If you've got balls, they're going up. Say goodbye.
Once again,
they must be doing these experiments though, right? Now that we've got like a long-term, like the ability to have people like in space long periods, we must be doing weird shit with the body to like see how it reacts to different gravity levels. Am I back?
No, yeah, you're good. It was only a second, but it was a good one. It was a good one. You up?
Oh, I love it. Love it. That's the face that I'll do when I'm at the glass window before I die in the compression chamber. That's what I'm doing. Oh, this guy's stood on like in the airlock. Yeah, this guy's fucking like lobotomized to within an inch of his life. Look at that. Look, he's subservient to the woman. What a fucking feminist woke agenda. That was like. Sorry, I just don't think that a man should have to follow the orders of a space queen. I just think that's unacceptable in today's society. I think men, women, space queens, leprechauns are all equal. And frankly, I don't want your politics shoved down my throat when I'm trying to watch my leprechaun movies.
Damn, well said.
Absolutely. So I didn't mean to get on my pedestal there. I really. Oh, here we go.
Completely lost track.
Absolutely. Well, we're getting back on track now with some fucking space drag. You know, because if they're not singing and dancing on a space station, they're probably going to be reading to your kids in a library somewhere. You know,
can't have that.
Can't have that. Fuck that. No, fucking stop reading to my kids. All drag queens got to go to space now. That's it. Leprechauns and drag queens in space. Oh, can you imagine the society that they'd develop?
All right, sounds like it'd be a damn good
it'd be a great time. You take all the Irish people and all the drag queens, you're like, right, we're getting rid of these. We don't want them on Earth anymore, right? We put them on a space shuttle, send them to a planet, and then when you go back to that planet in 100 years to check on it, and culture's just developed and it's just fucking musical numbers and Guinness like flowing everywhere all day.
Drunken drag show 24/7.
Mate, absolutely. Just lipstick and limericks all day, every day.
Lipstick and limericks.
I am. You know what? Get me off of Earth. Send me to the Irish drag planet.
Send me. Well, oh, come on. Why not?
Absolutely. And nunchucks
What? Nunchucks.
for no
Oh,
reason.
sorry. Yeah.
For no
Sorry.
reason.
I'm a second behind. That's
I'm
why.
living in the future.
You are.
I don't remember any setup for those
Oh,
nunchucks, right?
hold
Like,
on. Miguel A. Nunes. His private sticks. There was one other person. Yeah, the fella there with the face tattoo.
oh, here
He
we
was in
go.
Return of the Living Dead and Friday the 13th Part 5. Oh, Extra Space Leprechaun.
Extra space. You know,
There it
that's
is.
funny
Yeah.
actually, because if a leprechaun
Oh,
was
sorry.
like a little person, you think they'd need less space. But I wouldn't make a joke like that. Never in a million years.
Certainly just didn't.
No, it's nice to see, you know, women on drag queen action, violence.
What?
You know,
What
we're
did
not
I just
afraid.
see? Did
We're
I
not
just see
afraid
something?
from the real issues here. We need to show raw society at its fucking peak.
Oh, it's the spider leprechaun.
It's Spider-Man coming out
Yeah,
now.
of course. I remember now. Oh yeah, I definitely remember all of this.
Mate,
Mitten
look at that
spider.
fucking look at the unconscious. Oh, it's your knee. It's right. I thought that was the package. I was like, that can't be
That's
on.
what I thought I saw when it first hit the floor. But oh my god.
Oh, now the fucking military training kicks in. Nothing
Incredible.
like getting fucked like a bitch to remind you of your fucking country. You know what I mean? He snapped back into place real quick then.
Oh man. There it is. Only gold. What a mess. He called her a
And why has he
bitch.
got like it's like a World War, I don't know my guns, but that's like a fucking old school rifle that he's packing.
When
You know,
they're all got like
what's that like a fucking
M16s.
Smithsonian bolt action something, you know?
It looks more like a 2.2 air rifle.
Well, yeah, right. Well, look, the budget couldn't stretch. All right, we had to
I mean,
make do.
they could only get so many fake M16s.
Ah, that's a great
Um,
shot.
that was.
Human or not, he
I
was a
think
Marine. That's progressive.
that's Nunes, by the way. Yeah, it's a scar on his face, not a face tattoo. Sorry. Apologies.
Mate, that's a weird thing. If you're an actor and you've got like a scar on your face, because like it shouldn't impact anything. But at the same time, you're like,
Yeah,
well, it kind of has to. Do
yeah.
you know what
I
I
was. I
mean?
mean that's not an actual scar on his face. That was,
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. That would be.
If you've got like,
You only really get like Russian villain roles for the most
this is
part.
what I'm saying. Unless you're like a rare case like Joaquin Phoenix and like you're in the stratosphere and you can kind of have your pick of roles,
Yeah.
but they can be like, oh, we're sorry, Mr. Phoenix. We don't we don't think you're right for Napoleon because Napoleon didn't have any distinguishing facial features. And you're Joaquin Phoenix and you're just like, oh, I hear ya, but what if? What if he did? And they're like, all right,
What
well,
if?
that's a fair point. Oh, I love a shiny green plasma shield in the 90s.
Incredible.
See, the further into these movies you get, he just starts pulling superpowers out of his eyes. He's like telekinesis, force fields. Like, he could have done that at the beginning and just circumvented this whole fucking movie plot if he wanted to. He could have just, like that, just got his gold and got out of there with his princess or whatever and be done with it.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have.
Then you wouldn't have this
cinematic.
Yeah, exactly. This riveting commentary. It wouldn't exist otherwise. So you're welcome. Thanks, Warwick Davis.
Yeah, glad he never found his gold.
This has got to be right for a legacy sequel, right?
I mean,
if they
did
could
Origins
get him,
and then they did Return.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's no way they could get Warwick Davis to do another one.
I don't think so.
No way. But if they could, old grey, old man Leprechaun, you know, he's got to get his one last bit of gold for his retirement fund. And he's coming, you know, Leprechaun back in action or something. Or that's Looney Tunes, isn't it? But whatever.
Oh, by the way, I've had this IMDb open for so long because you were too chicken to on Google Pimpin' Pee-wee. It's a Porky's sequel.
Pimpin' Pee-wee is a Porky's sequel.
Porky's 4.
4. I knew there was Porky's 2.
7. I'm good with my Roman numerals, I swear.
Oh, you can't give a Porky's sequel Roman numerals. That's misleading. What the fuck is this? Final Fantasy? No, it's Porky's. Like, what are we doing?
It's 7. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
I didn't know there were so many. Anyway.
Spider's claiming kills now.
Interesting that his character from Return of the Living Dead, I'm pretty sure, was called Spider.
Well, there you go. We're just going to rewrite the movie just for this one little reference.
All full circle. Oh, sorry. Paddy's Day, and I'm drinking Dr. Pepper.
If anyone was wondering, Leprechaun, Rotten Tomatoes came in with a hot 17% on the tomato meter, whatever.
You mean this one, Leprechaun in Space, not the original?
No, yeah, this one, yeah. And 20% audience score. So the audience liked it 3% kind of more than the critics.
Well.
Oh, wow. Wrong. Here's another power he's got now, just preying on your fucking deepest insecurities. He's going to make you fucking pussy and ugly as fuck.
And he smashes you on the head with the blunt end of an axe.
Now they ain't going to want you as their queen. Now you're going to come crying back to me, ain't you? The Leprechaun. Fucking works out.
Me lass. Yeah. And he's got space spider goo web all over him.
Gotta be done. Gotta be done. Normally just have one kind of goo. You know, because somebody on that set's got to be like the goo wrangler. Do you know what I mean? And he's like some fucking, you know, some clumsy intern, and he's got a big fucking jar of fake spider web in one hand, and in the other hand he's got a big jar of fucking green goo. And they're like, quick, we need the goo wrangler. And he comes running out and he fucking slips. Fucking barrels go flying up in the air. And now all the goo's all mixed up. It's like, oh no. Like, trying to separate it all. Like, oh.
Uh,
Oh, he's still alive. Thought he was gone, but he's not. He's just cocooned up.
what sticks? I know my boy sticks. It's just a bit sticky.
Well, see, that's the kind of top level writing. You don't see it coming. They're laying the whole plot, the whole fucking third act is there for you in the character names right at the beginning. You just don't even make the connection, and by the time you get there, boom, sticky in your face, and it comes full
Sticks in a
circle
sticky
all over your
situation.
face. It comes full circle.
Yeah. And you were saying earlier you weren't going to make any crash comments.
I'm talking
Jokes.
about the narrative artistry that they've employed here, George,
My
to
mistake.
tie all the themes into the character motives down to the most basic level. I don't
Oh, so
what
oh god, sorry.
whatever you're thinking, just get it out, mate. Just get it out.
Get my mind out of the gutter.
Absolutely. Put it out the barrel.
Oh, it's getting lasered. Leprechaun getting lasers.
That's not good.
True.
This is what you're waiting for.
Oh, this is yes,
Yeah, this is it, mate. This is what you want.
giant leprechaun.
Well, he had it written into his contract. He's like, I'm not doing any more of these unless I get to play somebody, because just because I'm a little person in real life, I'm an actor and I should be able to play bigger roles, both figuratively and literally. And it's like, I'm not doing Leprechaun 4 unless you make me bigger. They're like, oh, you want to be bigger, do you? Here you go. How'd you fucking like that? Now you're a big fucking little person. Now who looks like the dickhead. Because we can stretch your legs all you want, then proportions ain't changing, Warwick. Sorry, mate. You're still gonna
You're
have
going to be
the.
hearing about this from the Little People's Society.
What I'm saying is they should respect him
The
for
LBS.
who he is, but also allow him the freedom to play, beyond his
Bigger roles.
measurements.
Nicely. Well said. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's almost like in Honey, We Blew Up the Kid. Same thing, same proportions, basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how the tables are turned. Now they're the little people.
Absolutely, exactly. They're getting a lot of mileage out of those grey crates, aren't they? They're
They
using
are
them
indeed.
fucking their obstacles, their scenery. They're using them to like make walls so it looks like a different room.
Look at that corrugated space ceiling.
Space ceiling, corrugated space ceiling. Yeah. Fucking you buy that by the square foot on Amazon.
Pick some up from B&Q.
Yeah, they do corrugated space ceiling, and then they do dusty dirt flooring. Pre-painted cave walls you can buy. Just you get everything at the same store for your low budget movie making needs. Big foam crates.
I'm just lost at this point. I wish I'd had a few Irish car bombs.
Is that a drink, is it? Or are you just feeling nihilistic?
You never heard of it? You do like half a pint of Guinness, and then the rest is Baileys and Jamesons, but you have to neck it before it curdles.
Ah, that's horrible. No. You won't be doing none of them drinks.
I've only ever had one.
One time I had this shot called a cement mixer. And it was the same sort of thing where it was like Bailey, Sambuca, and like lime cordial, and basically when they mix with they're all separated, right? But when they mix with water or moisture, which is in your mouth, it goes to fucking it's like turns into cement. It just goes like gooey and fucking stiff, and you have to swallow it super quickly, otherwise you ain't going to be swallowing it for the next like 3 days. Fucking horrible. Don't fuck with my textures. Just don't do it. I can't cope.
Why is she in a swimsuit all of a sudden?
Well,
I mean, I know why.
We all know why. We know why she's in a swimsuit. Same reason this guy's not in a swimsuit. Yeah. Because it's just so hot and sweaty. Like, what do they think? They think we're watching giant, goopy, fucking rough as arsehole Spider-Man, but we're gonna get a semi because there's a bit of
There's
fire.
a blonde in a swimsuit, yeah.
Like, no, don't do that to me. Put one or the other in a scene. Stop trying to mix the flavors. You don't see
like the cement mixers.
Exactly. Don't cement mix the flavors, right? Because the textures will go manky and it will not work. You don't see like you're watching a porno and they just throw in like a fucking body horror scene in the middle of it. Do you know what I mean? So don't do it the other way round.
Imagine.
Oh, that would be funny, wouldn't it?
They're like, Cronenberg.
He's fully railing her, and then all of a sudden it just goes too far and it just goes through her head, and all of a sudden the movie's just changed completely.
Oh, isn't that just Serbian film?
A little bit.
No, the body horror.
Don't recommend that. We do not recommend. I'm not officially recommending a Serbian film on the Poproast podcast. I'll tell you that much.
I shouldn't have actually said the title, to be honest. That was my first
Oh no,
mistake.
it's fine. It's not like illegal. I'm just, look that movie up at your own risk. It is not a pleasant watch at all.
No.
It's interesting if you like extreme cinema and that's your thing. But some would argue that us watching this, I think us watching this is arguably just as extreme because nobody wants to be doing either.
I don't know, man.
No, this is fun. This is fun.
Yeah, exactly. Serbian film is not.
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
I want to know what they're
any regard.
Absolutely. I want to know what they're using to make all the fucking insides of like the fucking creature entrails or whatever. Like, what is that?
I saw just a liquid latex, just dried.
Just liquid latex, and let it dry a little bit, stretch it out.
Poke some holes in it. That's it. Literally that. See, I could be an effects artist in one of these.
Because it's like hanging off of him. It's almost like he was wearing it when he came in and it's just got tatty.
Yeah.
It,
That sort of stuff just kind of does that over the years anyway. If you just left it.
Yeah, not a lot of mileage in your liquid latex.
That's it. I mean, I would be surprised if they just pulled it out of a box from a film from the 80s and they're like, oh yeah, we can use this or something.
What, like they've
had some holes in it, stretch it out a bit.
They've had the stuff like sitting in a fucking corner somewhere since the 80s, and now it's 1996.
Yeah.
And now we're like, oh well, we blew all the budget in Vegas. So what have we got under the desk here? What have we got? It's like
we've got one of these grey crates that's full of old liquid latex.
That's great, and actually bring the crate as well. That'd be good. Yeah. Oh no, there goes your crate.
Oh, there goes a leprechaun.
And there goes the leprechaun.
Oh,
the king is dead. Long live. You can't be quoting that kind of stuff. Doing. Meanwhile, she's trying scientist as the self-destruct password. So that's good. We knew you was here for a reason, love.
Yeah, that is definitely just some old liquid latex that they put a bit of KY on. Why would you not take it off yet?
That's what I mean. He's just running around with it on. It's like, it looks like Jim Carrey at the end of Batman Forever, where he's pretending to be Batman. He's flapping his wings. He's touching his eye. What are you doing? That's fucking.
So, the wizard. The password was wizard.
Apparently so.
And then
Oh, look, there's the little what do they call them? Little clog, little buckle shoe.
Clog.
And there we are. Look, with the highest brow, the wittiest, because he can't rhyme anymore, and the rhymes were so clever. So it's like, what else could I do that will be as clever as a rhyme?
It's one of them.
And that was perfect timing. Could not have timed that any more perfect. That's why it's perfect, George. That was good stuff.
There we have it. Filmed by Brian Trenchard Smith.
There we go. All your favourites, your Jessica Collins, your Guy Shiner, your Gary Grossman. That's the actor's name. That's not even a character name. Gary Grossman.
Gary Grossman and Debbie Dunning. Those sound like porn names.
She's in a different industry now. Sure. Yeah. She's still getting latex, but it's going internal as opposed to external in her new movie.
What did you get suggested to you?
I got Shin Masked Rider recommended to me.
I got Saltburn suggested. I was like,
well, there we go.
Last night, but yeah, it wasn't on my account. So.
Shin Masked Rider, which to be fair is on my list. Saltburn was probably on yours.
Yeah, I'd already started watching it, but then I finished it.
Yeah.
Girlfriend last night. We'll talk about that another time.
Yes. Watch one of our regular shows if you want to hear us talk about Saltburn and other things. How are we doing this, George? We sticking to the end of the credits? Sometimes I watch these and people ride it
I've
out.
Already stopped it. Sorry.
Oh, he doesn't give a fuck, mate.
I was like, finished. Movie's done.
Yeah.
There's no post-credit scenes in the 90s.
Avidly fucking desperately scrolling, looking for Leprechaun in the hood. He's like, I can't let the good times end. I need more.
You know we're doing that next Paddy's Day.
We could do not a lot of it's either that or we're doing like Gangs of New York. Do you know what I mean? So haven't got a lot of options. If you've got a favourite Irish movie that we could do next year, drop it in the comments. You know where the box is, baby. Get it in there.
I was going to bring us back
hashtag
to this,
you know where the box is, baby.
I was going to bring us back to this this article about time and space and how it differs, but I feel like it's just too much information here.
There's a lot to chew on.
I'll give you a little bit.
Yeah, go on.
So satellites, like those used for GPS, send time signals down to Earth. Because those signals arrive a fraction of a second later than the current time on the ground, time difference can be used to determine a person's position on the planet's surface to astonishing accuracy. So I don't know how much that tells you. This is in regards to the moon, by the way.
That's weird, though, because then that's not even telling the time. That's using the time difference to map your physical location. So that's almost like a space watch, but not for time, but for space. That's weird stuff. Look, mate, all I asked you is what the time was. You know what I mean? I've been standing here on the moon, right? My watch don't work anymore because the axis has gone all skewy, right? It's spinning around weird.
But hang on, let me give you a bit more. So yeah. Oh no, there's too much. There's too much here.
Too much time.
Give me a minute.
And not enough time.
Give me a minute.
Or but a regular minute or a space
regular minute.
minute.
Ventura Travis is part of a European effort to create a GPS-like system for the moon, known as Moonlight. The system would use a small number of satellites to create a communications and navigation network around a crewed landing site on the lunar surface. But for it to work, both the landing site and the satellites need to know what time it is. Currently, lunar missions use UTC like everyone else.
I mean,
It's UTC.
just nobody. See, it's like, oh well, to know that they need to know what time it is, but to know what time it is, we need to know. Like, what? It's just not. It's just not working. It's not working. Like,
Well,
you cannot schedule a date in space. It's not happening. You will not be there, or they will not be there, or maybe you'll both be there but not be there.
it might be 56 microseconds apart. Hang on here. Even more of a fundamental problem, Einstein's theory of relativity states that time actually ticks differently in different parts of space. Right, so
This is
there's a
what I'm
part for the
saying.
answer, exactly. But specifically, the moon's lower gravity and its motion relative to Earth cause time to pass around 56 microseconds faster each Earth day. So time's constantly changing, basically.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
But here's the thing, though. If I've got a watch on and you've got a watch on, and you're on the moon, and I'm on Neptune, right?
uh
And the time is working differently. And if I look at my watch and it's 2 o'clock at the same time, and you look at your watch and it's 2 o'clock, we know that it's a different time for both of us. So what do we call that time where we both looked at the watch? Do you know what I mean? There needs to be a overarching universal. Look, Einstein, mate, your
well, that's
theory
what
had
you
some
choose.
your theory had
UTC.
some gaps in it. I'm here to sort it
No,
out.
no, no. He's the theory of relativity is correct. Time actually ticks differently in different parts of space, right? So
Yes,
yeah,
it does, but it still would have been the same time for both of us at one point for 1 second. Look, we we we
we've gone
we
too far with this, haven't
we're
we?
answering the real questions here on the Poproast
Yeah.
Podcast YouTube channel, and hopefully, if you made it this long, maybe we've given you some food for thought. Maybe we've given you a headache, but hopefully, we've all had a good time. Well, I've had a good time, George. I think have you had a good time?
Yeah, I think we'll call it
Yeah.
there, shall we?
Anything else? No, I think we would absolutely call it there.
Well,
Um, we're gonna make like a latex and wrap it up. Um,
and if you're out tonight on Paddy's Day, or you were out whenever you're listening to this, make
look
sure
after yourselves.
and wrap it up.
Don't be an idiot. Don't be racist. Just have a good time and
And if
enjoy
you're
the
not going
good
to wrap it up,
times.
make sure you've been tested first.
Yeah, definitely get tested. If you because you might would you catch off a leprechaun? Leprosy, is that where that comes from? Anyway, moving on. We'll see
Uh,
everyone next time.
yeah.
Peace.
Peace, me lad. Fuck off. It's me gold.